Speak life, baby. We speak life on here. I'm motivated. Manifest Moby, Marlon Brown. I got a lot of names. Uh, just call me Moby.
Yeah, I'm James Mayfield, the greatest Mayfield, out of the mud.
Oh,
We still on. We still on.
all right, but
We still on, we still in there.
Technical difficulty.
Yeah,
Still
instead
there.
of stepping over, just all the way around. We live?
Yeah, we still
Oh,
on.
we live? Okay, then, yeah. This is another banger from Out of the Mud Media. Man, we really appreciate you coming down here, man, putting your own show together. I know it's a million places you could be, man.
man, I
And you
swear,
chose to be here on a Wednesday night, man.
George of Grundy the second,
I swear,
favorite
man.
veteran.
I be needing this, man. Like for real.
Yeah.
I be at home. My woman been and cooked a nice meal, and I be like, I have to come. It's like I don't know, man.
It's like a therapy.
It is. It is.
Therapy.
Every day, every Wednesday I leave, and I thought about it. Y'all ever heard of like in church they usually do this like on a Wednesday. They have what they call it.
Bible study?
Yeah,
Bible
Bible
study.
study. That's
So
what
it's
they
like
have.
yeah, Bible study.
That's exactly what they have. So that's how I feel, man. Like, also, I wanted to speak on like I ain't been drinking. I ain't drank nothing, no alcohol in like a week.
Well, congratulations,
Yeah,
man.
I appreciate that. That's like the first time I done did that, like on my own, like and wanting to do it. You know what I'm saying?
So what was the motivation?
Just man, I got a lot of besides this, bro. The music thing, the whole music scene. I got a lot of people looking up to me, depending on me, and I work a full time job. I got 5 kids. I got 1 7-year old. I need energy. You know what I'm saying? So, and I feel better, man. Already, just been a week, and I feel better already. I thought about it today. I'm like, wow, I feel better. Like I'm getting up and my energy level going up. I'm taking vitamins and stuff like I'm and my brother just passed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just getting older, man, and for the most part, getting myself prepared for middle age, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the inevitable. You start seeing them gray hairs, bro. Like all of us, we approaching that. So it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I got so much going on, and it's like it's a distraction. It's not no fun no more. I was driving home from Detroit one time about 2 weeks ago, and I almost got into an accident, bro. That's what scared me.
Hey, they want to know which one is energy. We got people on it already.
Which one is energy? This is actually energy manager, synergy. Yeah. So this is just a podcast we going on here. We just sharing a little bit. We gonna talk about energy though. We gonna speak about energy. He live in Atlanta. He don't like to really do this too much. But we just trying something on his channel. Oh,
That's
okay.
what's up. So
Yeah. So okay, let me read the comments.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm synergy. Synergy management. That's who I am. And these guys are my partners with out the mud.
Out of the mud
We
media.
just streaming on Energy's channel. Okay, so y'all can shoot y'all questions if y'all got any, man. I'm gonna answer some questions right now.
well, until they send them, I just wanted to speak on that drinking thing. I
Okay,
stopped
yeah.
drinking maybe about heavy, probably about 10 years ago. And what I found myself doing a lot, I was in the streets and I was getting money, so it was like I was always drinking, finding the party, just living life, having fun. But I kept tearing up cars. And another thing, I kept waking up with women I wouldn't have went to sleep with if I wasn't drunk. I said,
Exactly.
man, I said I gotta quit doing this, man. So one day I just made it up in my mind, like you, some stuff was going on because we all go through turmoil sometimes,
Right.
or something happened that is a breaking point in our life to where we stop. And I said I gotta stop doing this because I'm end up dead. Oh, another thing happened. I was drinking so much one night that my baby mama's mother, I guess I came home from the bar, and I remember it vaguely, but I was gonna die off my throw up. I was laying on my back and I started throwing up. And if she wouldn't have came in there and turned me to my side, because I was a big guy and she's a smaller woman,
Right.
I probably would have died. But I don't even remember throwing up. When I woke up, there's throw up everywhere. But she saved my life. I could have drowned in my throw up. That's how shit faced I was.
Wow.
So
That's crazy.
yeah, I had to give it up.
Yeah, y'all. Look, if I know most of y'all on this channel young, you know, all I'm gonna say is tap into your energy, um, get you some education, be an entrepreneur, and execute. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the 4 E's. You know what I mean? Like energy, education, entrepreneurship, execution. You know what I'm saying? Like that to me is what we are in our community, especially as melanated men, you know, black men. We need all of those things. So yeah, the extracurricular drugs and alcohol, it don't help, especially when you get older. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to get older, so that's one of the main things. Like that's hurting our community. You know what I'm saying? And we have to take accountability. If you ask me, like we have to at some point and the younger the better. You know what I'm saying? Like this stuff is really a distraction. It's really you don't need it at all. It just it keep you from your purpose. It keep you from your living your full potential. You know what I'm saying? And I know most of y'all probably hear this from older guys or whatever. You know, it is what it is. Y'all live your life, man. You know, be young and make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And it's all good. But yeah, what I wanted to talk about, bro, is for the most part, a lot of these topics that we got, OJ Simpson passing.
Okay. Okay.
I wanted to speak on that. I wanted to here. I'm gonna play this clip, man, because I don't think we sent him off properly, man. I'm gonna play this clip from what I heard. Let's see here.
Very much learning breaking news into the newsroom just literally minutes ago, learning that O.J. Simpson has died. Of course, he was wildly known as a professional football player for years until he then stood trial for the death of his former wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and Ronald Goldman following a car chase that was captured on live TV and carried around the world. He was found not guilty in that case. Folks will famously remember the line there, if the glove does not fit, you don't convict. He has had a troubled stretch of, you must acquit, I'm sorry. He has had a troubled back and forth with the law in the years since that, back in 1994. But again, the headline here this morning, O.J. Simpson is dead, and we have a quick look at the tweet here that came in from his family confirming that April 10th, our father, Orenthal James Simpson, succumbed to a battle with cancer. He was surrounded by his children and grandchildren during this time of transition. His family asks that you please respect their wishes for privacy and grace. That coming from the Simpson family. Much more on this throughout the morning across all of our digital platforms, and again tonight from 5 to 7 p.m. We'll be right back.
O.J. Simpson was cremated.
What's your thoughts on OJ, bro?
Well, I think he was a hell of a football player. What he did, the legacy he left is tremendous when you think about it on all type of levels. You know what I'm saying? To be able to, back then at that time, to go into football and accomplish everything that he accomplished and still have a level head and not have to deal with classes was deep to me. You know what I'm saying? It was like, and a lot of people respected him. You know, so that's just on the glorified part of all the great things. Now with that happening with the murder and on the highway and the verdict, I want to say I couldn't really tell you how I felt about it. I was a little younger when that happened, and I wasn't really into that. But from what I hear, a lot of people thought it was epic, and it was like a win for black people. You know what I'm saying? A win for the justice system. Because when you look at the justice system, you got Lady Justice, and she's got a blindfold on her face.
Right.
And the scales is tilted. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we all know the justice system work different for whoever the person that goes in front of the judge or gets convicted. So that's really all I pretty much got to say. But what I can say, they did, when he did get away with the verdict of not being found guilty of murder, they made him pay on the civil suit, you know, on the civil level. Like we gonna take a lot of what you earned and what you got, and still put it down. So it's just,
I don't think he ever paid a dime though.
yeah, he might have didn't, but I know a judgment went in, and I know he lost civilly. I don't know if he ever paid or not, but then they also made him pay by sending him to prison too. So
Exactly.
he didn't really get the life sentence that they probably was looking for the murder, but some type of way they took him down that rabbit hole. So what you think about it, Jordan?
I think they use OJ as an example.
Okay.
Because based on the other information where they said it was another person involved who was a serial killer that was documented on paper, that person's name never came out during none of the trial, none of the situation. They just wanted OJ for whatever reason. He ticked somebody off somewhere up the food chain. He didn't get on the casting couch or something he didn't do. And he ticked somebody off, and they wanted his neck for real. That's my opinion. And because how do you have somebody that is a Hall of Famer that has a balance in the American society where he cool with black folk, he cool with white folk, and he don't make no drama with nobody. And he at the top tier of everything that he do. He was a comedian. He was an actor. He was an athlete. He was a commentator. He was great at marketing. He was OJ. You know, even though he disassociated himself with ethnicity, he didn't disassociate himself with humanity. So what was it about his personality that the higher ups or the elite or the society didn't like? So I feel like it was just a complete destruction of a prominent and positive black man.
Yeah, bro. I feel like overall, you know, the whole thing, when you really put it in perspective, man, like that could have been any one of us. Like and that's why I think the whole thing was so polarizing, because we identified with him, but at the same time, like you said, he kind of crossed over into another class and another level of what it mean to be black, you know what I'm saying, at that time. So it's like we didn't really identify with him beforehand, but it's like that criminal justice system, we can all agree that thing is not fair to us. So it's like, you know, I just remember, like you, because we the same age, I remember, you know, a lot more than you, James, you know what I'm saying? But I just remember, like, feeling like, why, because I'm at that age trying to figure out who I am. So, like, I'm like, why do I feel like I'm on trial? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why? Like, I got a job, so I work around all these different races of people. I'm arguing with some of my coworkers at that time. Like, you know, he ain't guilty, you know what I'm saying? And I know what was really at stake here, you know what I'm saying? Right. It ain't so much him, it's like all the, you know, non-melanated people that, you know, tortured our people that got off for years, you know what I'm saying? It's like, when we gonna convict the killers of our ancestors, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
When we gonna get them? Like, to this day, I feel like the same thing. I feel like if it ain't no statute of limitations on certain things, certain crimes like rape and all of that, I feel like our great grandmamas, we should be able to go back and simply do a DNA thing and find out our white ancestors, find out the common slave owner, and sue their estate. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't no statute of limitations on rape, you know what I'm saying? We should be able to go back hundreds of years then.
There's a statute of limitation on everything but murder.
Right.
No, they opened it up in New York, is what I'm saying, like last year.
Oh, for rape. So
that's
now
how
in
Diddy.
New York,
that's how.
There's no statute of limitation for
rape.
They
had it like a year just open. Like
Just open up cold case files.
no, just like you could go back in time.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah?
you could sue, you could sue people. Y'all familiar with that?
No,
No.
I ain't never heard nothing of it.
That's how Diddy got all them cases. That's how he got all them cases in New York. Because
Oh,
they
okay.
opened up the statute of limitations. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can go back 20, 30 years, you know what I'm saying, in New York. But they only did it for 1 year. But the
Wow.
point I'm trying to make is, if they could do that, you know what I'm saying, for that, even in New York, for that time period, they should have been able to basically,
Do that for everybody.
yeah,
It should be a
people
blanket for everything. Like
People should have been able to go and simply get a DNA test and say, well, shit, I know my great grandmama was raped. Like, you know, they was having slave farms, you know what I'm saying, where they was reproducing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Basically raping. So, but the point I'm trying to make, like the historical implications of OJ, it was basically history was on trial as far as I was concerned. You know, at the time, it's like I don't necessarily care about him. I didn't necessarily care about. I loved that he was a good football player, like you said.
Yeah.
He was a good football player. That was about it. I did not identify with him. You know,
right. He wasn't part of the
nah,
part of the
he was
urban
not
culture.
Part of our culture.
He
at
wasn't
all.
part of the urban culture.
Right.
But two things. Like I heard Charleston White say that he doesn't believe that karma is real, because if karma was real, then when are the folks that enslaved other people getting their karma and so on? He went to speak on that. So that's one thing. And then the other thing is I was talking to another veteran about the OJ thing, and he was like, well, man, I was in the service at the time, and it was like I was fighting against everybody because they didn't like that OJ looked like he was going to win. And then they didn't like that he won. And it's like, why I got to worry about my safety and security for
Exactly.
somebody else's crime?
It's crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah. So it's like, even though he was disconnected from the culture, it was the connection of the melanin. It was the connection of the haze and the hue of the skin.
That's
saying
it.
that it doesn't, the one drop rule type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of y'all, all of y'all. And it was that biasness that he caused to come out of people to show how they really felt about us.
Exactly.
And then pre that, you look at Rodney King.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
And that's what they were saying, probably why he didn't get a guilty, you know what I'm saying, conviction, because they had just told LA up, you know what I'm saying, like, 3-4 years before that. And they wasn't trying to go through that again, you know what I'm saying?
Can y'all imagine on the other end, guilty, and how everybody was watching it and
Man,
what was
they
going
would've
on?
told LA up again.
Like,
America, probably. America.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
They probably thought about that too.
They did.
That's probably why
I
they
believe they
circled
did.
back and got them on the other stuff.
Mm-hmm. They did, yeah.
The other
Years
one because
later.
it was, yeah.
And I hear you, but that's possible. But the difference between OJ and Rodney King is we saw Rodney King get his ass handed to himself.
And that's why they went crazy.
OJ was money versus money, and law, money. So he was able to defend himself because he had the resources. Rodney King didn't have nothing but boot to face, and for no major reason. It was no major reason for why they did that man like that. And the thing that disappoints me about that is that it continues to happen to this day with no change. We have us as a collective group. We haven't figured out how to go to Congress collectively, change policy, law, and force a change for the things that law enforcement does to us.
The only way that's going to change is unity, and for some reason we can't come together to do unity. Unity and enough people, they will listen, they will change policy. My background in policy, my master's in policy, I study policy, so that's the only way really to get the stuff done. It starts on the local level first, changing what's going on the local level, and getting in these politicians' face and getting together and having unity and saying, you know what, we not about to stand for this. We put you here, we'll take you out of here. And then once it get passed and signed in here, then we can go ahead and take it over there to Michigan, to another level, to the state level. And then once it gets adopted in the state, cylinders is firing. Now it's like now we're in front of the Congress and
Right.
the government.
You know,
like
I
this is what we need, and that's the way it works. So it's just like I look at it like, for instance, I had a conversation with a person and said, you know what, James, we need to do this, we need to do that, and I'm listening like, man, the only way to get it changed or what you talking about is through policy and ordinance. That's the only way. All of that protesting and
right.
arguing and getting red in the face and making threats and riots, that does nothing because they gonna still do what
you
they
know,
do.
you know, it's a fundamental issue within our community. I think, you know, ideology is so like all over the place. Like we don't have a you know a united ideology. Like we all over the place, bro.
Yeah.
Like you know, I believe like you a prime example of somebody that was educated. You know, you empowered yourself. You know, you entrepreneur. You know, and you execute. You know what I'm saying, everything that you know you learn.
Yeah.
And our community, for the most part, man, we don't have that. Like most individuals have not freed themselves, you know what I'm saying, to be able to even understand how important what you're saying is why it's so important and why we need to, you know, do everything you just said or understand their place in that because everybody got to have a role to play. You know, everybody got to have some type of what are they bringing to the table? You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't do the same thing. Like that's your thing, policy.
Yeah.
You know, my thing is, you know, providing, you know, helping to inspire and share a vision and you know to make you know money from intellectual property and you know I like to provide opportunities. You do too. You know what I'm saying? But that's like my strength. You know. And bringing people together. Like, that's kind of like what my thing is. Everybody can't do the same thing, you know what I'm saying? So, like, a lot of our people don't realize the role that they play to, you know, come together collectively and, you know, and galvanize a movement, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think that's, like, we got some remedial things that we got to do in our community, you know what I'm saying, to even get to that point to, you know, because that's like, you know, everybody pretty much know how certain things like A, B, the chronological order of things, but we like behind that. We can't even get to A. You know what I'm saying? Because we not, you know what I'm saying? We don't have no common.
I believe it's by design too. So
Well, we
collective,
talked about that. We kind
collective
of left
thought.
off on the last
Yeah.
episode talking about this. You know, it's just, man, we got the tools, we got the opportunities to do it. Like you took advantage of your opportunities. Look what you doing. You know, like I took advantage of my opportunities. Look what I'm doing. You took advantage of yours. That's why we here now. You know,
Right. It's to me, it's collective thought. Like you take religion, it's the biggest source of collective thought. Islam, Christianity, Buddhism,
Right.
all those things. You create a block of people to believe in one construct. Then you create a universe. So our universe has been destroyed and crushed several million times over and over and over in this country.
Right.
Like every time we come up with unity, there's something. You got the meritorious manumission laws that were created that pretty much were snitch laws. We'll pay you to snitch. We'll give you a prize or a token to snitch.
Pro.
Or COINTELPRO, so on and such, all the way to make sure that we don't. And then going back to Willie Lynch syndrome, to where we're programmed to not trust, not believe, and not lift up. You know.
Yeah, I think about it all the time, man. I think about like when we galvanize, like everything I'm talking about. We ain't the first ones to even think about bringing this up. Like it's been brought up and been executed many times. But, you know, what if Martin Luther King wouldn't have gotten killed, right? You know, what if Nat Turner would have did what he was trying to do? You know what I'm saying, right? What if Black Wall Street would have became Black Wall Street all over the world, all over the, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What if it had succeeded? Because, like, we got the solutions. They had the solutions, right? So, like, we scared, a lot of us, we damn near tormented. You know, we got generational. We tortured generationally. You know what I'm saying? Like to
Post-traumatic slave syndrome.
That's exactly what it is. So it's like we scared to be successful because we feel like we gonna be, sabotaged. We feel like
The
we
boogeyman is there around the corner.
Well, it's for real.
Yeah.
It's definitely for real.
it
Look
is.
what Nipsey was doing. Like all of our
Tupac, Biggie.
Yeah. So
just in the hip hop.
but see this thing.
Young Dolph.
This is why like we need way more than one at a time or two at a time. We need a million at a time. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Doing
we didn't
the
ride
same
the
thing.
wave when the Honorable Louis Farrakhan did the Million Man March, put that together. We were supposed to ride that wave and continue that without apology, unapologetically, and it didn't last. It did two things. It showed the ability to unite, and it showed our willingness to stay consistent in a movement that a nonviolent, agitating movement, because it was something that was brought on that didn't start because somebody got beat, somebody got illegally arrested. It was because it was atonement. It was bringing people to a thought process of doing something more and better. So that spirit to collectively come together for a purpose and a cause that makes sense, just like if it was the streets, we got to have that motivation. Because if we had something to say, hey, we can make $100,000 if we do this, blah, 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 we just got to take the chances. It's statistically known that chances will be taken to get to that money. We just have to do it without having to go through those illegal chances and say that this is an honorable thing. Let's do it. Because if we do that, then we control the direction.
We got to find our own tribe, man. It sound good. Both of y'all, it sound good. We got some great solutions. We got some great ideas. But the fact of the matter is, throughout the history of everybody, it's not about to happen. So, I mean, people coming together, it's not about to happen. You got to find your own tribe.
It's happening.
How?
All I
Tell
can
me how
say
it's
is
happening.
in my
What are you
field,
seeing? What
in
are
my
you seeing?
field that I'm in, it's happening. It's happening, bro. It's happening in a big way.
Okay. Well, it might be. I don't know.
In the
any other
content
field.
creation business, like what we doing now, streaming on YouTube, like this is the business. Like, and it's a lot of us collectively coming together and making a lot of money together.
But you didn't hear what I said. I said we got to find our own tribe as people that's willing to think like that. We can't. It's hard. We can't pull them down. Like I was online one day talking about this ladder, right? So it was like me, as I'm moving up, becoming successful, leaving the streets, getting degrees, just coming up. I had this ladder that I would identify people, and I would lower the ladder for them, like, try to help them up.
Right.
But they wouldn't come, and it's like you could take a horse to the water, you can't make them drink. So it's like I still got the ladder, but I don't really lower it no more because I haven't found the people
We've been making
that
them drink,
wanna
bro.
that want to grab on it, so I could pull them up here to where I'm at.
Man, we've been
Well,
making
that goes
them
off
drink.
into Plato's allegory, the allegory of the cave. So it's the
Our
same
people,
construct.
Man, our people, you got to make them drink. A lot of them.
But that's time
like,
consuming. Sometimes
I know, but
too.
and
then
necessary.
It stops from you moving.
No, it don't.
I think. Well, for me, it stops me from moving all the things that I be doing in a day or things I be trying to put together. So it's like once my cup overflow, I'll be able to lower my ladder down. But right now, I'm just gonna keep my ladder where it's at.
It don't stop me.
Well, everybody play a different role. Everybody play a different role. Not everybody's gonna be the person that controls the ladder. You might be the person that just says, "Hey, I'll leave a trail. This is how you get to it." As long as you don't have a crab-like mentality and you leave that trail, then we good, because somebody else is a teacher, and then somebody else is a builder, and so everybody has to play a role, in order for it all to link up.
Man, I was looking at y'all remember 9/11?
Yeah.
I was looking at some of the people that helped some of the people out of them buildings, man, and the people that was helping was the last ones to get out. You know, that's how I am, man. Like when I'm helping somebody, I'm gonna be the last one. Y'all go ahead. I'm gonna come. I'll be the last one. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it takes sometimes, man. It take some time for you to make sure everybody else straight, and then you. That's my approach
The
anyway.
Moses mentality to where, look, I'll take you to the promised land even if I don't get to go to the promised land.
That's my
You know,
approach, bro.
so it,
I know it's bigger than me, so it's like you know we doing it, man. That's all I can say, bro. Like in the music business and the content creation business here in Flint and Detroit, we doing it, man. And it's a lot of people just like me that's giving the information, sharing the information, doing the work. You know what I'm saying? The behind the scenes work anyway, tying up a lot of the digital things, to make sure these artists getting what they supposed to get, and then they just do their part. You know, they do their part. People like me do our part. We got all the other creators, videographers, engineers, all the other creative people. You know, the graphic designers. Everybody got a part to play, and boom, we making millionaires out of a lot of these people, and it's working. And I want to do more of it. You know what I'm saying? I really feel like, man, I feel like Flint could be, instead of vehicle city, could be content city. I had a vision. Every business owner get a DistroKid account, put projects out. The project, see how this thing work. You promote your brand on YouTube or with projects, and it's paying you. Instead of paying for your marketing and your promo, you actually getting paid from your marketing and your promo.
mhm.
Literally. It's the opposite. Like you not spending. Not only you not spending no. Like you might have to spend a little upfront money to get put the project together, but you gonna actually get money from your promo material. You know, when you put it on YouTube, create a YouTube channel. Every business should have a YouTube channel. Every single business, I don't care what it is, should have a YouTube channel, should have videos. And why not put real music behind it, original music behind it? You know, I'm into that. I'm into getting people together to create projects, certain musical projects, even movies. We going into movies now. You know, why not have a movie centered around your restaurant, you know what I'm saying, or your whatever your business is, and you fund it, and guess what? You get the residual income from it, going to the content business, and it's gonna promote your brick and mortar. You know what I'm saying? Your real physical business. That's the vision that I got for this, man. It's way like the music, the content business, man. It's interchangeable with any physical business. So that's the vision I got. I think Flint could be the perfect place because we have to do something. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't got nothing but this. This like
I'm with you on
content
that.
or die.
Let me add to that. So like what out of the mud media, what me and James have established, we are with that because if that wasn't so, you wouldn't be sitting here and we wouldn't have this family situation going, and you wouldn't allow Energy Beats to be a part of the content that's going on. We just added another family member, which is Fly City Blackout. That's the call I had to take when I walked out. And Dewan Robinson was like, "Hey, I'm on the team. We doing this." And we have Flint After Dark, which is Terrence Sales. So we all Flint. Look, you can't take us because you can't break us. We are here. It don't matter. We may have some disagreements inside the house. But you come and try to mess with Flint, we're gonna eat you up. We're gonna tear you apart and send you home with nothing. Cause we gonna do this thing. We doing this thing. Period.
Yeah, I agree.
Out the mud.
Out the mud.
Energy Beats. Fly City Blackout. Flint After Dark. That's what we're doing. Flint as a whole. So if y'all not about the unity, not about making things better, about growth, like what Moby's talking about, then you on the wrong road. Because we want to see everybody win. We want to see everybody win. That's it. And again, we ain't got to agree on everything except for winning. What team do you know? Kobe and Shaq didn't agree about everything. But guess what? They got the rings.
And another thing, Moby just brought to my attention. Is it today or tomorrow, the 10th year anniversary of the water crisis?
It starts tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
The
So
events.
today is the 10th year
The
anniversary?
10th year. The 10th. I don't remember the exact.
Yeah, they said it was today.
So
Today was
is
the
it
day
today?
They switched the water.
But the ceremonies start. The ceremonies start because I'll be covering them live.
Dope.
I don't know if you allow me to go live with Energy Beats on all of the things that's going on with the different stuff, but we'll talk about that. I ain't gonna put you on the spot, but we'll see. But I'll be covering those things with Fly City Blackout and Flint After Dark. Of what's going on. I'm about to go to the Facebook page so I can read it off.
There's a ton of stuff going on, man.
Yeah.
I don't care what nobody say. We still dealing with a water crisis.
Yeah.
Still dealing with it.
Flint Water Crisis 10
years
year commemoration.
Yeah.
United, we challenge, expose, and confront. So, public march with speakers Thursday, April 25th. Tomorrow the 20th. Yeah, I should have known because tomorrow's my sister's birthday. Today's my parents' anniversary. Shout out to all y'all. And
Shout
then,
out.
yeah, thank you. So the 25th is the march. And then we're gonna have the 26th is testimonies and healing ceremonies. And then we're gonna also have the community resource fair at the library on the 27th. So Thursday, Friday, and Saturday is gonna be something every day, reminding people and commemorating all of the things that we lost and went through for this last 10 years of this water being horrible. At the height of this thing, our water was 10 times worse than toxic waste. Make that make sense. You ever seen a toxic movie like this is the toxic monster? 10 times worse than the toxic monster on a movie our water was.
That's wild.
10 years later, we still don't have nothing. No type of nothing has come to make us whole or even halfway right, a Band-Aid or nothing. Just a bunch of water bottles and excuses.
I don't know if we even got justice yet.
That's what I'm saying.
Or reparations.
None.
No money or
None.
nothing. 10 years
you know,
later.
you
None.
know how they do us though with reparations. Like we
But I
supposed-
don't. Well, I ain't gonna say reparations.
No,
I'm
just
gonna
in
say
general, like we ain't supposed to. If you got melanin, you ain't supposed to feel no pain. You supposed to suck it up. You ain't supposed to complain. You ain't supposed to make them feel bad about what they did to you. You know, when really it's the other way around. We really got all the right in the world to defend ourselves, to get some kind of retribution.
right.
You know, really, that's what. Until you do that, just like any bully, until you fight them back, they ain't gonna stop messing with you, and they've been bullying us forever, and we ain't really fought them back yet. And at this point, the only way to really truly fight these folks back is to let them know, like, it ain't really no you and us. Like, we us. Everybody is us. At this point, we know that, though. We ain't in no battle. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't want to get nobody back. Because what's the point? Everybody is everybody. You know what I'm saying? But just in general, with each of these things, man, it's like, they really want somebody to F them up, bro. Like, that's what I feel like. You know what I'm saying? Because reparations and all that, man, they expect us right here in Flint to be grateful that we still living, regardless. Just like how they did our ancestors, man. It's like, suck it up. Make small talk with us. Try to give us a job. Let's not talk about it. I'm getting uncomfortable because you bringing it up. You know what I'm saying? All that kind of stuff. And it's crazy. It's really insane. You know what I'm saying? The kind of stuff that we go through. And then they mentioned the same day that them girls that got raped or allegedly raped, by that Olympic dude swimmer or something in Lansing. The 131 women.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They getting about $400 million. 100 people getting 400 million altogether. The government giving them 100 and something, and MSU giving them like 200 and something. So
let's do it like this. Hold on, give me a second.
Yeah.
Let's do it like this. Let's.
And I think this
hold on one
settlement
sec.
probably around the same amount of money for the whole city.
Let
Right.
me ask the question. Hold on.
Ain't nobody got to
Give me a
die.
sec. Let me ask this question. Let me hold on a second.
Not to say
Hold on.
like
How much money
what he did
is
to
the
them
settlement
was, you know,
for the Larry Nassar and the Michigan State
it's just
sexual
crazy,
harassment
man.
case?
I be just
How much
thinking
money are
about
those
this
girls
shit,
gonna
like,
get? I wanted to record because it's still listening. Let me see. Let's see what AI say. Let's get the answer.
The settlement for the Larry Nassar and
hear
Michigan State sexual harassment case has resulted in significant compensation for the survivors. The United States Department of Justice announced that it has settled 139 administrative claims for a total of $138.7 million. This amount will be distributed among the survivors by 1, a 2, a 3. Additionally, there was a previous settlement with Michigan State University where the university agreed to pay $500 million to the survivors of Larry Nassar's abuse 6A. This is believed to be one of the largest
600.
settlements ever in a sexual misconduct
Almost
case
700.
involving a university. The exact amount
not to
which
like diminish what
No,
he did to them.
Yeah, right.
Not at all.
He was chatty. He was a monster, man.
Yeah.
You know, and he deserved,
So-
you know, everything he got, and them women deserve everything they got. They
deserve
deserve
the
it.
justice that they get.
They do deserve it. You know, I can't stand what you know he did to them. Like that was
Period.
sad.
That's weird. He's
Yeah,
a weirdo.
it was crazy.
He need to be beat.
It was crazy, unheard
Twice.
of. You know, but I'm add to that. You know, when a city of, you know, of a major city of you know, people going about their regular lives, you know, pretty much get assaulted by the governor. Nobody is held accountable.
Let me
Right.
ask that question here. Let's see what this thing say. Hold on a second. Let me ask that question too. How much money did the people in Flint, Michigan get due to the water crisis? How many people were affected? How many people went to jail? And what was the outcome? Okay, it's gonna give us some kind of answer. It's done, so we can talk again.
The Flint, Michigan water crisis led to a significant settlement and had widespread effects on the community. Settlement amount. The state of Michigan agreed to a $600 million settlement to compensate Flint residents whose health was affected by lead-tainted drinking water. 10.
How much is that?
Number of people affected. Nearly 100,000 residents of Flint were exposed to lead during the period between April 2014 and October 2015.
Ooh, that's sickening.
People jailed. Despite the severity of the crisis, after several years, there were 0 convictions. No one was jailed as a result of the crisis.
10
Add
years,
2.
y'all.
Outcome. The crisis highlighted systemic issues and led to ongoing efforts to replace water service lines and
They
improve
killed
water
people.
safety. However, as of the latest updates, some residents
we ain't
continue to
supposed to say
fight for
nothing,
safe
though,
water, and the city has been held in contempt of court for missing deadlines related to replacing service lines of 5.
Yeah.
The Flint water
flipped it
crisis
around
remains a
on the
poignant
city.
reminder of the importance of environmental justice and the need for vigilance in protecting public health.
Sickening. 600
What y'all
million
think about that?
for 100,000 people?
Well, what I would like to say, James Mayfield stood up at a pivotal time when it was going on. I mean, during the height of it, I actually got a chance to sit on the special water crisis board that my community college had, and we got a chance to interview all the people, the ingoing and outgoing candidates and people that was involved in the water crisis. So I was the only black
That's dope.
male on this board, and I was able to check them. I checked them all. As they came through, I checked them all. So I did that for the people. I need to see if I can get them archives because I know Mott held them, but it was my privilege to check them. And another thing that I did when I was during the water crisis, I was able to form a program called LTM, which is Literacy Tutoring and Mentoring, and it was to combat the cognitive effects of lead poisoning over there at my community college. And I had a couple of sites. Doria Ryder was one. It was one of the schools that was marked the X, red X, and then Durant Terry Mott was my other site. So I was able to get people together from my board. So I was the vice president of the International Honor Society over there, and people from the college and the college to move with me and outside colleges to get people to volunteer to go over there and help them kids with either literacy tutoring and mentoring. So I was able to pull that off. But I feel like my biggest flex was getting that program, LTM, put into my federal work study program. So it's not called LTM, but they still send kids over to Doria Ryder, and the government pays them through the federal work study program to go over there and still help the children that's dealing with the water crisis, because they're gonna have to deal with that for the rest of their life. You know, the lead that's in their bodies, complications, and the speech impediments that they might have or can't learn. So that's what I feel about it. I mean, that's what James Mayfield did in the height of it, and a lot of people did a lot of other things. I just wanted to highlight that and pat myself on the back because I'm my biggest, cheerleader. So
So I'm gonna jump on the back of that. So George F. Grundy II. Kudos to James, the greatest Mayfield, but George F. Grundy II. I moved back home from North Carolina that year that it happened, January 2014. It happened in April, my sister's birthday, tomorrow. I didn't understand it. I was getting calls from guys that were still active duty in the Marine Corps and everything. Like, Grundy, what's going on with Flint? I didn't understand it. I really didn't understand or know what was going on.
Gravity. Yeah.
But folks that was active duty in other countries, understanding what they were seeing when it came to water poisoning of other cultures and stuff, understood what was going on in American City. And they was ready to ride. Like, just let us know. So I still didn't understand because it was, I couldn't comprehend that. I'm home. I'm trying to get my bearing. So fast forward, 2015, George F. Grundy II, your favorite veteran, started an organization called Veterans Are Now. And with Veterans Are Now, we serviced over 10,000 residents, way more than that, but I say 10,000, keep it, low. But over 10,000 people in the city of Flint, residents, serving them water, 2 different wards, all that stuff, hundreds of veterans, because it's a veterans organization. And at the height of Veterans Are Now, during the water crisis, we had relationships or communication, put it more like communication, wasn't relationships, it was communication with all the way to the federal government. People giving out business cards, calling, and all this other stuff from Tulsi Gabbard, who ran for president, and to Congressman Kildee, who came, take some pictures every now and then. For every politician that came through Michigan, any presidential politician that came in Flint, they called George F. Grundy II to come and be in the room. When Trump came, so on, and everybody. So I did my best to try to connect my part of the community with the people that were inaccessible, because they didn't come and deal with us unless they had some kind of reason. And so I did everything I knew to do. You know what that got me? I lost my house, lost a whole bunch of stuff, but that's what happens when you trying to do right. Ain't nobody paid me off. I ain't snitch on nothing. I ain't take no money, no bribes, no nothing. Ain't nobody got nothing on my head. I don't have nobody with strings over me. So I'm saying whatever I say out of my mouth, it's going to be factual. I'm going to have receipts. And I still ain't forgot about the thing. So with different political folk and different things that didn't happen, I have not sat down on that stuff. I just don't have the resources. But as the resources come, I'm on your head. Period.
Yeah.
Period. So
Congratulations, man. Kudos to you.
He said,
too,
congratulations.
man, for fighting on that front line. And we want to say congratulations to everybody in Flint.
Everybody.
That fought on
because
that
we all
line,
did.
big or small, but the fight ain't over yet, because ain't nobody got their bread. And if there's somebody out there know where that money at and want to come on the show, come down here and let's talk about it, because that need to be like a world premiere, because I'm sure not only do everyone in the city of Flint want to know where the money at. Everybody in the world that's been keeping up with it, that was world news. They want to know where the money at. And it's looking, and like you said, the women, that was messed up. But it's so many of them. It was less than 200, 150 people.
It was 139.
139 people. That's getting almost 700. You do the math, close to 700 million. But you talking about 100,000 residents, which was staying in the city of Flint, that was probably was affected.
Mm-hmm.
How you trying to break down 600 million plus whatever the lawyer's gonna take?
Right, they're gonna take over half of it.
So that don't even make sense to me.
Right, exactly.
But hey, that's just what it is. But
right,
we're
it
gonna
is what it
represent
is.
this 10 years.
Yeah,
We're gonna hold on to it, and we're gonna just keep moving and pressing forward. And another thing out of the mud is we're building. So if you want to build, contact us, me or George. Hit our Facebook up, hit our personal pages up, and contact so we can start building with the community, because we don't want Flint just to have this sour name.
Period.
That's
Not
why
at
we
all.
started it. And then I'm glad, Mo B down here helping us with our platform, and it's a beautiful thing. So like you said, we is coming together, and we really appreciate it, brother.
man, appreciate y'all. I wanted to add, because like this the 10-year anniversary. It's crazy how you remember where you was at when certain stuff happened. And here in Flint, this was like a 9/11 moment. Like everybody remember where they was at when they switched that water over. So I remember exactly what I was doing. I was going through a divorce. I was living out of a building that I had rented out. I wasn't homeless, but I was working where I was living. So that's kind of like where everything started musically. The only thing I had was my studio equipment, and so that's kind of like, for me personally, that was a real special year, 2014, regardless of the water crisis. But I do remember where I was at around this time. I was at my building. I heard they had switched the water over. I had a membership to Planet Fitness. That's where I would go shower at every day. I would shower at Planet Fitness. That's not in Flint. So thank God, I was taking a shower outside of Flint, just like by the grace of God, I had that membership and I was getting cleaned up. So I never got none of the Flint water on me. But sometimes I would take a wash up at my building because I had running water. I just didn't have a full bathroom. I had a sink in there. So sometimes I would. And I did notice that I start having rashes. You know what I'm saying? I thought about that today. Like, damn, that was where them damn rashes was coming from. But I didn't get drastically affected. They got, cured or cleaned up on my body real fast. But yeah, man, like, I think all of us was when we look back at that moment, we like, damn, that was like a pivotal time in our lives. You know what I'm saying? For me, since then, being a part of this music scene, like that's what I would say was our answer to not being a victim. You know what I'm saying? Not being, just laying down and being feeling like we need some help. You know what I'm saying? Now we in a position where we helping people. You know what I'm saying? We in a whole different bracket of the whole ordeal. Like we didn't flip the script around almost to where we the victors. You know what I'm saying? We not no victims. You know what I'm saying? We very successful with this music. Like, why not? It was like the spotlight was put on us. It's like, good or bad, when you got the spotlight on you, if even if it's bad, you can take advantage of it. And I think that's what we, unconsciously did, like not even realizing that's what we was doing. But, when people heard Flint at that time, they thought victim, water crisis. At this point, if you paying attention to the music business in any kind of way, when you think Flint, you don't think, a victim of the water crisis. You think, the Flint type beat. You think Rio. You think Energy. You think Sav. You think YNJ. You think Pac-Man. You think Crispy Life Kid. You think RMC Mike, Babyface E, 3200 Trey. You think John Connor. You know what I'm saying? Dayton family, all the OGs, of course. Dayton family. You know, Mama Soul for sure. So many more. But you know, since just on this new wave of things, like how we emerged from the water crisis. You know what I'm saying? Like the water crisis is almost like our secret weapon. It empowered us. You know what I'm saying? It made us feel like what more do we got to lose? You know what I'm saying? So it was like our secret weapon, man. And I thank God for it, you know, regardless of the little amount of money, because I don't even get nothing anyway. I wasn't living in Flint. My address wasn't in Flint. So, but my address was on Court Street, though. I probably could get something. But
I was on Court Street, too, 608 West Court Street.
I was on Court and Bradley at that
You was right down the street.
that building.
Court and Bradley.
Yeah.
Oh, that was that was your building?
I was just renting a suite. Suite.
You talking about like that event center looking thing?
You know, Juan was cutting hair up there.
I remember
You
you being
remember
back
it?
there.
Okay, yeah.
Pull up in the Challenger.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
I ain't gonna forget. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just be down and give my hair cut, but
Yeah, you sure was, James.
yeah, I remember. But
Yeah.
it made a lot of people stronger.
It did,
whether we
man.
know it or not. It made the city
It did.
stronger
It
because
did, bro.
at some points, a lot of points, they did come together and show out and show up. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, we did. Yeah. It's
But-
been a blessing.
not to dim the light on it, we got some other topics on here. You was talking about.
Oh yeah.
So you said transformation of careers, Rio Da OG,
Yeah.
the sports betting rules.
Oh yeah. Jonte, what's his name? Jonte Porter.
Yep, and his brother
Yeah.
playing there too.
His brother do too. Yeah, I heard
playing
that.
the NBA.
I think I heard that. Yeah. So yeah, Jonte Porter, man, he was banished from the NBA for a lifetime. Like he
Okay.
got a lifetime ban. He can never play in the NBA. And I heard he only made $22,000. Let's play this. Let's play this clip.
Toronto Blue Jays finishing out their series here at the Rogers Center against the New York Yankees, hoping to sweep them after winning their first games on Monday and Tuesday. A lot of exciting action on the
Oh
field.
shoot. Let me fast forward a little bit.
But it's actually all about the Raptors today. The NBA announcing that they have banned Jonte Porter for life for violating the league's gambling policies. In a statement, the league said today that Jonte Porter, recently under contract with the Raptors, has been banned from the NBA after a league investigation found that Porter violated league rules by disclosing confidential information to sports bettors, limiting his own participation in one or more games for betting purposes and betting on NBA games. These games stem back from March 20th and also in January. It was an extensive investigation, and today Masai Ujiri spoke for the first time about all of the allegations and investigations surrounding Jonte Porter, and this happened before the lifetime ban came through. He said he was really surprised about these allegations towards Jonte. He says you don't want this for the kids, you don't want it for the league, and you don't want it for the team. He also said that he's very optimistic, though, about the Raptors, and they're focusing on the future and the culture surrounding the team. For City News, I'm Lindsay Dunn.
And we don't want it for the bettors. FanDuel, I feel like all of them do it because I done lost some bets.
That's what I'm. Yeah.
I done lost some
Right.
bets with some money in there where
Right.
I could have been up off of people not getting the right amount of rebounds that they normally get, the right amount of points. I'm just glad they finally caught somebody, and because
it's way bigger than him.
It's
I
way
think.
bigger than him. I feel like a
believe
lot of
way
players,
bigger than
a lot of phone calls being made like, listen, I need you to get this tonight, or I need you to get hurt tonight,
Man,
or
what?
all of this crazy stuff. That's why I quit betting for a minute. I ain't betting in a while, but it's like I thought they all was working against me. Football too. I think they all do it. He just got caught. What you feel about that?
I feel the same thing.
I lost enough money.
Man, I feel like soon as
I
they
feel like he
introduce-
owed me something. Since now that you found out you did, dog, you owe me.
Soon as I seen that gambling was legal, like online, I said it's over. Like, you know, Las Vegas got sports teams. It's over, dude. Like I stopped watching sports like over 20 years ago when I seen, like, for the most part, that the players didn't have the passion that they had when we was growing up. You know, like I think the 04 Pistons was the last year that I watched. Maybe the 05 because they went to the championship the next year too. But yeah, I think it was 05. I stopped watching sports altogether. I don't like even the Lions. Like I like what I'm kind of following them a little bit, but the passion, man, for the most part, the NIL with college now, it's like, man, college was the last thing I was kind of keeping up with, but I don't even think I'm gonna watch college no more, man. It's like, it's not exciting, man. The money, man, like it's the money, man. Like the money corrupts. You know, it don't make it. It's not fun, man. It don't feel fun no more to me when I watch it. It's like it's just you just going through the motions. Like just how the game is played with hoop anyway. It's like they not even touching each other. You know what I'm saying? No more. And it's I don't know. It's not even the same kind of basketball I remember.
Or football.
Or football, exactly. Or football.
So I'm similar to you when I kind of got a bad taste of sports itself with Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
Once they did
That
Barry
upset me
Sanders like
too.
they did him, I was done with the Lions. Period. I was done with football. Like
Yeah.
y'all suck. You got the greatest running back
Ever.
Never gonna see nobody like him ever again.
Yeah, it was sickening.
He always had a deficit in something, and he was like He was like Hannibal Barker. He was always conquering, and so that was something. And then Allen Iverson, the way that they played Allen Iverson, like with his moves and stuff, and was changing the rules, changing everything for because he was
like
breaking necks and
cornrows,
ankles and
yeah,
everything,
like
and
tattoos
because
at the time.
he was being relaxed based on
Yeah.
where he came
Being
from.
himself, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it
That
was
turned me off too, yeah.
it was like sports wasn't. It was too. It wasn't real. And especially growing up here, we grew up under the greatest athletic system in the country with Northern, Northwestern, Southwestern, Beecher, Central, and every school that was associated in Genesee County that played against any Flint school. The greatest,
They know it.
the greatest players in history. And to see what the NBA, NFL, and whoever else was doing, it was like, y'all not even real. We had some of the most people,
Prolific players.
yeah, that didn't have the resources or the support to stay in school, could go into any gym in the country and outball anybody or go and outrun anybody. And because of some of the great ones that you do know, it's because the ones you don't know that got them to that point, that pushed them, that said, look, hey, I ain't going to make it, but you better.
Is
I
that
ain't going to make it,
JaVale
but
right
you
there?
better.
That JaVale?
Yeah.
JaVale out there?
So, yeah, so this is one of
No,
those things.
dog right there.
No, that ain't JaVale.
That ain't JaVale.
Who JaVale play for now?
Does he still play for the Warriors? I don't know. You know what? When I was
He
saying
didn't
betting,
retire, did he?
I don't watch a lot of sport. I will tune in to certain things, but what I did is just basically go look at the stats and just,
Me too.
and just say, okay, my man been averaging 9 rebounds, so I would put him down for 5. You know what I'm saying, on this betting. You know what I'm saying, or my man been averaging 30 points
Oh, he
lately.
play for Sacramento now.
Okay, yeah, so I kind of did it like that. I mean, I watch it when I get some time, but for real, this game right here, truthfully, that we even looking at, I was telling my wife last night, I was sitting down watching one of the games, and I said, I think this season I done sat down and watched probably just 2 games.
I
I've
ain't
been
watched.
so busy.
I watched zero,
Like
bro.
2 games, because I wanted to see that boy Edwards play last night. That's the only reason I watched that, because I've been seeing so much stuff about him on TikTok. I said, I want to see him in person. My man played for the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
I had to see him. So.
Okay, y'all been hearing
So
a lot
last
about
night,
because
I
Monte
watched-
Morris on that team, yeah, that's the only reason I even know about what they doing, because I check on Man, like, that's Beecher. So I check on Man. Like,
And
see
shout
what
out
he
to
doing.
Beecher. They
Shout
won
out, yeah,
last
shout out
year,
Bucktown, yeah.
the state championship.
Shout out my home, Bucktown, baby.
Shout out. So
Yeah,
Rio Da
Marquise
OG,
Gray.
when he supposed to be getting up? Anybody know?
Very, very soon. I just talked to his manager earlier.
Well, when you talk to his manager, I've been putting this out here. I done talked to several people. We want that first interview on Out of the Mud.
I'm gonna make sure that happen.
Yeah,
I'm gonna hit him up.
we
I'm gonna
want
send
that.
his interview to him so he could, see.
Yeah, we
directly
Rio, we
connect y'all
definitely want you. We need you.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying, to come down here, to help, propel what we doing. You know what I'm saying? It'd be beneficial for everybody in the city.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't do it with us, not to be on no hating stuff, do it with somebody in this city, whatever site that you feel comfortable, whatever podcast, whatever people you vibing with. But this should be your first interview. This city, the city of Flint. But
sure.
you can please grace us out of the mud with the
sir.
interview.
Yeah, because we love you, man. We love you. You love everything that you represent. You the whale. I was telling Will earlier, man. You a whale. We ain't never had no whale of an artist. You know what I'm saying? Coming from Flint, like, we didn't have the talent to create a whale. With like Ira Dorsey and Breed, and you know what I'm saying. As far as rappers go, Ready for the World, they was colossal. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
So
And
break that
legendary.
down. So I want to understand. So you say he's a whale, and so him compared to Breed, what you say the difference is
I'm
when it
gonna
comes
tell you
to
like this, man.
your definition
To
of
me,
whale?
Rio Da Yung OG is like one of the best rappers of all time.
Wow.
And I ain't saying that lightly. I'm standing on that. He one of the best rappers of all time. His skill set, just natural ability, his work ethic. I done seen this, man, been in the studio with it. You got to witness this, man. I'm talking 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 hours straight studio time, recording 30, 40 songs,
Wow.
going to sleep, waking right up, and jumping right into another verse. Nothing but fire, just dripping out his mouth. He ain't writing nothing down.
You ain't wrote nothing down.
Nothing. Not one time.
I remember seeing him in an interview where he was basically saying that
This shit
he
talk.
wasn't looking for this. He was just talking stuff.
And that's what
and
he
when
do.
he got out of the city, and it was just like people started liking his style.
Man, he just naturally gifted.
And then I was
bro.
listening the other day. I went on his radio station and I was listening to it, and then I'm hearing Peasy trying to sound like him. The Rio,
I mean-
what it was called the Rio flow.
Yeah,
You
I
ever
mean,
heard that?
yeah,
Like,
like,
so his people was
it's
like,
infectious, man.
Yeah,
I even rap like
Yeah, but see, but I've listened to it. I'm
Everybody
like,
rap
okay,
like
then
this.
because it
It's
was like listening to
infectious.
I was in Atlanta, Rio. I was in Atlanta putting it down. I went to the Trap Museum. I'm in the Pacifica Chrysler not too long, a couple of weekends ago.
Yeah.
So I'm getting ready to go to the Trap Museum. I got the windows rolled down. I'm playing that riding by, and I'm trying to pull into this parking spot where it's a parking lot, and there's some young guys out there, and I'm like, hey man, can I park in there? It was like, no, we full right now, but is that Rio you listen to? I'm like, yeah, we from Flint, Michigan. He like, yeah, that's what's up. We mess with Rio down here.
See what I'm
So
saying?
then-
Yeah.
Everywhere you go. Yeah.
So then when I left the museum, I went right back by him playing some more stuff. Him and RC Mike looking at the boy, and they just nodding their head and smiling. I was just representing, like, looking
yeah.
at him like
Like that Flint.
yeah, like
Yeah.
like this Flint. Like, and then when I came out, because I had to come out that way to exit the Trap Museum, kind of looking at them. They already knew, but they mess with us.
They mess
Yeah.
with us.
They
tough,
mess with us.
tough.
Yeah.
All over the world at this
Yeah.
point. So yeah, Rio, man, we can't wait for you to get home, bro. Like, we working. We always working. Everybody working, but just to be honest, bro, like none like you, man. Like you the most special, most talented artist I ever met personally. I met MC Breed before, he was like one of my idols. Still is one of my idols. But as far as, the younger generation, man, like I never thought I would see somebody that I would say is like harder than like Pac. And I done seen it, bro. I put it all, I bet it all. I said, wow, this dude is harder than I never thought I would get that feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody that I would say, like, this my number one. You know what I'm saying? My number one artist. Let alone be from my home city. And I ain't saying it because he from my home city. Like, I'm saying it because I seen it and I hear it and I feel it. When I first heard him in 2018, it was Lucid Nightmare. Bam on the Beat produced it. With had RMC Mike on there. I listened to that song. I didn't even know they was from Flint. I'm listening to that song for like a month straight. Didn't even know he was from Flint. So it's like early 2019. I'm listening to it every day I wake up. The song is in my head. I'm listening to it. And then I heard him say Shiloh Commons. I heard him say it. But then when he said that one time, I said, how did he say Shiloh Commons? Ain't nobody saying Shiloh Commons unless they from Flint. I'm like, I know where Shiloh Commons at. I went to Shiloh Church. I remember when Pastor Mays built Shiloh Commons.
Right.
You know what
I
I'm
helped
saying?
build
I
Shiloh
mean,
Commons.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
I
the church,
was in there putting drywall up.
Yeah. You know, I went to the church, so we all donated the fund. We got that fund. You know, that fund was going for years, and it got built.
And y'all did
It's
it.
still there, looking good. I'm so proud of Pastor.
Shout
Mays.
out to
That's
the
Eric
Mays family.
Yeah,
Shout
that's
out to
Eric
the
Mays'
Mays
father.
family.
Yeah, Pastor Mays, Eric Mays' family, man. Like that's
The Honorable
rest
Eric
in peace
Mays.
to Eric Mays, man. Big deal.
And real quick on that, look, people said all kinds of weird stuff about Eric Mays, but he in peace now. But
know,
city
right?
council's still in pieces.
I know,
Ah.
right?
That's what I said. When I
telling you,
found out he
man.
died, it was the first thing came to my head. I said, once we start having these meetings again, I want to see if he really the problem, like people were saying.
He wasn't. He was not.
That-
He was trying to
I-
resolve the problem.
Yeah.
You know, just like that mayor in
He wasn't the whole problem.
I'm gonna say this, man. Like, so who y'all think gonna be a good replacement for him?
I'm hoping that Leon is.
Leon
I'm hoping that Leon Alamin stand on his square
El Alamin. Yeah.
and stand on the side of the people. Let me say these things too, because multiple things can be true at the same time. We can need to be revised. We can need to have renovation to the city, but it doesn't have to be renovation that kicks us out of our investments. You know, it doesn't have to be gentrification in the term of how we understand it. Everybody can be able to grow according to the scale of what is needed.
Right. But you know, like, it's on us to make sure that we get treated fairly.
That
Like,
part.
You know, like the policy, we gotta treat ourselves right in the first place to come together to do all the policy things. You know what I'm saying? So it's some fun. That's what I was saying earlier. Some fundamental things that we got to do before we can even get to the point of like addressing gentrification. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like 2-3 steps from where we at now. You know, we can't even begin to even address that because we're not even in a position. You know what I'm saying?
Well, man. So we are, and we aren't. I get what you're saying, but
Yeah, we
the
are.
wheels are moving. We are in the
I mean,
in the function of
I'ma
becoming
say
a
this,
15-minute city right now.
I'll say this.
with
like,
the definition of what it is and how we're being infrastructure.
bro, I could, like, the business that we in and the work that we doing, it's a prime example of the solution.
And yes, we are live. People asking if we live
We-
on energy. They saying
Yeah, we live, bro.
We
Yeah,
got to
let me
get
see.
in there. We got to get in there. We got to get people in there. You know, to actually make a difference. We got to run for those positions. People that's qualified have to run for them positions.
Is this the real certified trapper?
Yeah. So
Is this the real certified trapper? Because you want to know when Rio coming home?
yeah. So that's what's got to be done. You know what? But this transformation careers. I can speak a little bit about that. You know.
real quick. One other question was one other statement was Rio is the blueprint for how a lot of rappers are rapping now, pausing and taking breaks in the middle of a verse, etc.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
His style, man, like he changed everything. You know, he changed everything. His style changed everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, man, like the whole wave, the style of rap that Rio and Mike and Grindheart E helped to popularize, along with Grams and Kid and Jay and Louie.
We leaving anybody out? You from Flint? We talking about you too.
Nah, Pac-Man, you know, there's so many, like, at this point, you know, they all know what it is. I fuck
Chubby
with all
Gang
of them.
third.
Everybody, yep. Third, that's my dude, yep. So, along with the production, with energy and salve, you know what I'm saying? Like they did their part. So like at this point, man, everybody want the production. They want to rap like that, but the thing about it, this what make Rio who Rio is. Nobody can do what Rio do. He is only one of one. You know what I'm saying? Like, when he get out, I would say to everybody, especially all these Drake and Metro Boomin and Future and all this stuff Kendrick and everybody beefing.
You think he gonna be a problem?
No, they need to sit back and watch.
Okay.
Sit back and watch. Take a seat, get some popcorn, just watch somebody. Watch a true artist.
So he gonna
got
be a
his
problem.
own style. He ain't
He gonna get
compete
it.
with nobody. He's shit talking. He ain't even rapping. So like, just
So he gonna get it.
man, what he about to pretty much like take everybody focus off all this whatever they call themselves doing. I don't even understand what they doing. You know what I'm saying? All this back and forth stuff. I don't even know what it's about.
They too rich for that.
Yeah, it's like sports to me. Like I don't watch sports, like I said, like, and that's why I don't watch it, because it's like it's not even real no more. So a lot of this rap shit is like the same shit. I don't listen to none of these cats.
Yeah.
You know?
See, I watch TikTok a lot, and what I will say out of most of the things that I've been hearing going back and forth, I just can't really believe how Chris Brown came.
Yeah, he
Chris Brown. I was like, listen.
man.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie. I fuck with
that
Chris.
was that
I
was
ain't
the
gonna
true
lie.
diss. He mentioned
He
the
came
real
hard.
He ain't putting it out like who I think you talking about and talking around it. He came right out and said it. Like,
But
Right.
Chris Brown
That's
been
what
in
I
the
like
gym
about-
waiting to play the game though. So you remember a couple years back he did the song with 50 Cent.
yeah.
He did a couple songs with 50 Cent. He was waiting to come out and get on the court. Nobody was listening to him. So somebody gave him an opportunity. This is like the perfect storm. And he like, look, put me in the game, coach.
He went in.
Yeah, he always had that spirit of a rapper though. He got that rapper spirit. Like he feel like a rapper when he talk, in interviews. Like he don't even feel like a singer when you just hear him talk and watch how his body language is. He got it, man. Like I was happy to hear his. Like his was out of everybody else's. His was the
fire.
Yeah,
one.
look, we
His
call
fire.
His
call him
caught
Bo
my attention.
Jackson of music. Bo knows
Yeah,
everything.
he can
Yeah,
do
come
it
on,
all.
Chris. Come on
Look.
out of the bud so we can talk about it if you out there, man.
Yeah,
Somebody
yeah.
send this to Chris
Please.
Brown. We gotta get you out here.
Yeah.
That shit was hard. I ain't gonna lie. Out of all of it, I don't even understand the rest of it though. Like, what's his name? J. Cole. He apologized. Like, man, I'm like, this shit.
That
is
was disappointing.
Weird as hell.
That was disappointing.
How you gonna apologize, nigga? Like, I thought about Ike Turner when Tina Turner said she's sorry. She said, "I'm sorry, Ike." He said, "Yeah, you is sorry. The sorriest motherfucker I ever seen." Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't apologize to nobody. Like, shit, they gonna say, "Yeah, but fuck you." Then, like, you know what I'm saying? You gonna get hit harder. Like, man, you don't never supposed to apologize. You supposed to stand
Not in the
on
middle
that
of a battle.
10 times. You supposed to go crazier.
Not in
like,
the battle.
ever. Like, that's a no. Like,
Just never go into battle if you don't plan on going to battle.
That's the point. Yeah.
Just say, look, I digress. I'm going this way.
Right.
Because as soon as I digress and you come my way, then your head got to come off. And there's
Man,
no
I would've
apologizing.
said, I'm going to pray for you. And left it at that. Like, when you say that, that's some big man talk. I'm going to pray for all you. I'm going to pray for all my enemies. You know what I'm saying? And leave it at that. Walk away. That's what you should have said. You know what I'm saying? That's dope. But to diss and then take it back, I didn't really appreciate that. That wasn't hip hop at all.
What it felt like to me was that somebody reminded him of something that he forgot about. And they was like, either apologize or you got 24 hours before this come out into the whole world see.
Man, it felt like to me like he wanted like transition his career into something. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't want to rap no more. You know what I'm saying?
She still want that money.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna bring back, trying to follow the script, to see if we can cover everything before we get up out of here tonight. And I think the last thing on the script to talk about is Transformational careers, transition into
Yeah,
careers.
yeah. That's why I said that what I said because I kind of wanted you to piggyback off of it.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah, I wanted you to piggyback on what I said. It sound like J. Cole want to transition his career.
Yeah.
I was hoping you was gonna say yeah. And on that note,
Yeah. Okay, so let's do this again. Say it one more time.
okay, let's say it
Say
again.
it one more time.
Look, I was thinking that J. Cole was trying to transition his career and didn't want to rap no more.
Yeah,
when I heard
then
him
on that note,
apologize.
you know what I'm saying, for people who don't know me, I transitioned my career. I was in the streets. I actually I had an enterprise, I had a career, you know what I'm saying? And one day what happened is that the risk started outweighing the reward and I had to do something different. And I decided to go to school with the aspirations to be a general contractor. And just to get out of the game and just to get some type of footing. And I started loving to learn. I started getting really good grades. I became a collegiate scholar, got 5 degrees, and I'm still not done. I'm just taking a break right now. So starting businesses, nonprofits, just building in the community. So, but the transition was hard because it went hard for me doing anything and everything I wanted to do to not being able to do really nothing at all. I wake up in cold sweats sometimes. It was hard, like to see the money just dwindle that I had saved up and just spend it and it's gone and now I'm broke, living off student loans.
What year did you
Going to
graduate?
school.
When did you start?
I started 8 years ago at Mott. So it's been about close to 8 years ago. Probably a little bit over, about 8.5 years ago. I want to say 16. I can't remember the year.
You started in 2016?
I want to say that, yes, 16. So yeah, 16, 17. But it's been about 8.5 years. And I'm going to tell you how it really started. I was with my wife now. She wasn't my wife then. And we were sitting at the cafe, Times Cafe, across the street from Speedway.
Yeah.
And we was just talking and chilling, and a guy came in, and on his name tag it said Mott Community College, a tall black guy, bald head guy, and it said Scott on there, and it said VP, and then he came in there and sat down, and I'm looking at him, and you know me, I'm just I got tenacity, you know what I'm saying, I ain't scared, I'm coming to you, so he was sitting there, and then I was like, you know what, Jock, I'm about to cut into him, because I had started school before, I was in all these foster cares, so I had a tip scholarship. But I used that tip scholarship to get money, and then once I started making money and got in the streets, I never really went back to school, so I owed Mott some money. So I never thought about it. So when I saw him, I approached him, said, yeah, my name James Mayfield. Whoop, 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 whoop. I want to go back to school. He was like, you do? I said, yeah. I said, I got a lot of aspirations and dreams. I need to get back in school. I need some help. He took down my information and my wife's information. The next day, Mott called me. Somebody from Mott called me. He was like, we need you to come in. You and your wife. I was like, cool. We go in. We sit down this big old round table, conference table. This lady come in with our files, laid them out and say, you know what? We're going to get you back to school. I said, what about the debt? Don't worry about all that. I'm like, wow. And that's how I started. That's how the journey started. I couldn't have done none of this. Ain't none of this possible without the guy upstairs. You know what I'm saying?
Swear,
none
bro.
of this. I couldn't have did none of it. So
real talk. Thank God, man.
So and that's how it started. And it's been a beautiful journey. And I'm about to get ready to start writing my book.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? The journey is gonna be called Memoirs of a Crack Baby. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. But look for that soon. That should be dropping before the first of the year.
That's hard. That's deep.
It's real deep.
Yeah. I know your story, man. Your transition, it meant when I seen it, I was a witness, from afar on social media, either way. It inspired the mess out of me, man. It showed me, you gave me, like, because, I went back to school in 2014.
Okay.
When I was laid off. And the same thing, it was God, man. I was praying every day. I started praying every day in 2013. And I went to jail for the first time. The only time I went to jail for 35 days, going through domestic stuff with my wife at the time, and just man, thought I was losing my mind. And I started praying every day, man. And like 2014, like we was talking about earlier with the water crisis, I was at that building on Court, had my studio, and I ended up getting evicted out of the studio. And then I end up halfway homeless, staying with some friends, female friends, and at my cousin's house. And that fall, 2014, I needed to be around some good people, some different people. So I really went to school really to broaden my social, my social network, my physical social network, and just be around some different people that I did not know, just brand new different people. So that was the motivation. But when I, got in there, um, I was thinking about music still. Music is always in my mind to some capacity, no matter what I do. But I was thinking about where the music was at the time, and it was on these phones, and I had just created my first TuneCore account, which is a distribution aggregator, which get your music on iTunes, Spotify, all these different platforms. So it was before DistroKid. TuneCore was the first thing, and I put a song out on TuneCore, and I seen some money on my. It was only like $1 or $2, but I just needed to see that it worked. So I said, "Oh, this shit work." I'm gonna go back to school because I just got my first smartphone in 2014. I had never had a smartphone. Had an Android at the time, and I was intrigued by the technology. So I went to school for software. But I went to school for software because it was related to the music business. So that's pretty much why and what I do to this day.
Okay.
I pretty much focus on the back end of music. The software part of it, the programming, the social media, and all of that. I navigate all of that. So, um, without that, man, I wouldn't be the force that I am in the music business. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty much insightful on how to work anything, digitally. And so that's what kind of like make me relevant now, you know what I'm saying? Like with this younger generation.
Because you're current.
Yes, I'm current. I understand how to get the digital money, you know what I'm saying? So that was but it was all God, bro. Like it was all God. I started praying every day, and God kind of led me to go back to school. And I graduated in 2016 with my associate's degree, and I haven't went back. I went back. I was laid off from my job at the time at GM, so that's what gave me the time to go back. Then I got back to my job in 2015. I continued on and graduated, but I haven't pursued higher education since then. But like a lot of what I learned, I'm applying it now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
that's the
what's up.
blessing of it all. But I'm at the point now, man, with the music business. I'm really seriously thinking about phasing out and going full time you know, um, into the music business. And I ain't gonna lie, it's still God, bro. Like it's I'm praying and praying on it and praying on it. And it's certain little things that I feel like I need to do, like purchase another home before I transition out of GM. I need to secure a nice home for my family. And once I do that and get me a nice, six figures, say like, put away and invest it, and to know I can make some money off my money. And that's when I actually see a financial advisor tomorrow. And I
Okay.
need to talk to you about all the things that and real estate and all that kind of stuff
Yeah.
too, to diversify, and so I can have a bunch of other things working for me while I go into the music business. Because actually, it's that I need to show these younger artists. They got millions of dollars, some of them, and a lot of them don't know exactly what to do with their money. So I want to, you know, be the guinea pig to what I'm showing them first. Try it on myself. I'm the proof. People like you, we the proof. Like boom, we could just boom, try this out. I'm doing this already. You know what I'm saying? So it's just you know, jumping off the porch that I'm kind of scared of, man. The whole, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I always had a job.
Well, the advice I can give you, man, is you got to keep a sound ear when you listening for God to tell you what to do. And sometimes he'll put you out there his strongest people, or he'll put you out there a lot earlier than you're ready to go. But you can't fear it. You know, a lot of people that started business, entrepreneurships, and became successful, it wasn't ready. They didn't have the things like you. It's almost to me when I hear people say it's like a limitation. I gotta have this. I gotta have this before I do this. Sometimes you just gotta jump out in faith and do it, because a lot of successful businesses or a lot of successful people just jumped out. Like, I'm not gonna say necessarily I wanted to go to school. I was in a situation where I had to figure out something different. I wasn't prepared for it, but I jumped into it. And as I jumped into it and listened to God, He guided me all the way through all of it. So sometimes it wasn't, I'm going to stay in the game and make me some more money and then buy me a house and then put some money into an investment or something and then I'm going to go to school. It was like, no, it's time to go to school right now. It's time to listen. It's time to do something different right now, because there's greater things for me to do. And, He spared me from a lot of things. Prison, being dead, losing my mental, you know what I'm saying? So it was a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot, but I wasn't ready. You might not be ready, but you're talking about what you want to do and being afraid, but you got to listen. You're a jealous guy, and if you don't really listen, you get that idea to somebody else, or you won't ever hear him trying to get to where you thought you need to be. You might just have to jump out on faith. I don't care if you only got $1,000. And sometimes it take that. That's just my advice.
Thanks, bro. Wow.
So transitioning into the career, I want to hear something from you, George, because I know you came from a great family. You went to school, and then at one point, a pivotal point, you went to the service, and then you came out. So can you talk a little bit about transitioning into careers? I mean, you ain't got to go through the whole thing, but just
Gotcha.
give the people something. Cause
Transitioning can be the most strenuous thing in your life, because if you're used to something and you're consistently dependent on that thing that you've been doing, once you have a thought that you need to change, it's like walking a tightrope or coming to the end of a bridge and you don't know what's on the other side. So I've been through several transitions, and each one of them were very, very stressful.
Oh, shit.
Really stressful, because I didn't know what was going to happen next or what was going on afterwards. I grew up in a family business, and I didn't have a plan or thought of leaving Flint. But when that time came, it was hectic mentally, but I had to make the move. And then transitioning into the military was very hectic, because I'm signing up during time of war, like knowing that I'm either going to Afghanistan or Iraq. And that was stressful, but I didn't want the opportunity to pass. I was 29, and I didn't want the opportunity to pass. Once I got out, I didn't plan on getting out, but life happened, and it was time to get out. And I ended up homeless when I got out. So that transition was hectic. So regardless of how much information I had or have and how prepared I think or believe I am, those situations in my life, I tripped down the stairs or up the stairs, and it was something that I had to figure out. Now those things prepared me for some of the bumps and bruises that I've currently had in the last few years. But transition is a heck of a thing, and the thing that I would say with that is that let it happen, in the sense of don't force it not to happen. Just try to prepare as much as you can, because it's going to happen. You can't stop change. You can't stop change. The ocean is going to flow, the sky and the wind is going to blow. You have to move on to something different. And once you embrace those things, then it gives you the opportunity to move through whatever it is you need to move through to get to the other side.
Right. Understandable. So, understandable. So, well, what we would like to say, closing out tonight. Hopefully, we get Mo B back in here before we close out. For the viewers, you know, come check us out, man. Come flow with us. We gonna be lit, man. Come to Out of the Mud, man. It's Out of the Mud Media. You incorporated. You can find us on Facebook. And we on several other sites, like George was saying. So, yeah, come be a part of what we going on, man. It's about to blow.
And this is just the beginning, yo. We have a plan. We got stuff written down on paper, ready, scheduled to go. And if you don't get on board, you're going to miss one of the greatest opportunities in this space, in this city, that you've ever seen, period.
And this was brought to you by Out of the Mud and Speak Life with Marlon Brown, Mo B. And we enjoyed y'all tonight, and we out. Thank you.
Peace. We out.
Peace.